are asked to find an antiderivative for this function right here. Really, when this question was posted, there should have been parentheses around this denominator. Here it is rewritten with a horizontal fraction bar. So that's what we're trying to find, the antiderivative or the indefinite integral. We're going to use this formula. So if you can get this to look something like this, dv over v squared, so v is the variable, plus a squared, where a is a constant. This is the antiderivative. 1 over a times arctangent v over a. So step one, oh, by the way, if we go to board 2, here's the answer we're going to end up with. If I take the derivative of that, I get that graph right there, and there is the original problem. So take the derivative of that. These two should be equal. And that's what this graph proves right here. They're both the same graph. Okay, so there's the answer we're looking for. So back to board 1. First step is to let u equal x squared. And then du equals 2x dx. So if you picture maybe moving this 9 out front, then putting a 2 here, we have to put a 1/2 out front. So that's where this 9/2 comes from. And then 2x dx is du, and replace x squared with u. So u squared is u to the 4th. X squared is x to the 4th. So there we go. Now we want to get that denominator to look like v squared plus a squared. And we do that by completing the square. So take the first two terms. To complete the square, we'll take half of the coefficient of u, which is 1/2. Square it, we get 1/4. Then we have to subtract 1/4 to keep it in balance, and then plus this 6. And now these first three terms can be written as u plus 1/2, the quantity squared, and minus 1/4 plus 6 is 23/4, but I can rewrite this as square root of 23 over 2, the quantity squared. So that's how we're going to rewrite the denominator. If you expand that all out and combine similar terms, you'll get u squared plus u plus 6. And now we're going to use the formula that we mentioned over here for the antiderivative being arctangent. U plus 1/2 is like the v, and the square root of 23 over 2 is like the a in that formula. So I've got 9/2, 1 over a, 1 over the square root of 23 over 2, arctan v over a. And at this point, we could replace the u with x squared, or you could picture simplifying it ahead of time. Of course, here, this becomes 2 over the square root of 23, but you could rationalize that. 2 radical 23, 2 over the square root of 23. If we rationalize that, you get 2 radical 23 over 23. But then if you multiply that by 9/2, these two cancels out. That's where we get this factor. And we could do the same thing here. Multiply the numerator by the reciprocal of the denominator. If we want to, we could rationalize this denominator and get radical 23 over 23, which is what I have right here. Okay, so that, believe it or not, is an antiderivative for that rational function. There you go. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, post a comment.